Welcome back to Cape Critiquers, everybody. Today, we are talking about Daredevil Born Again, Season 2, Episode 6, Requiem. This episode fucking sucks.
Yeah, I think I've kind of just resigned to the fact that, like, this is never going to be like the original show.
Like, holy shit, this show is so bad.
Like, past a few sentences here and there, I just won't like it anymore.
Yeah. And it's great because, like, last week I was like, yeah, this is maybe my favorite episode of Daredevil Born Again.
No.
This episode is fucking hot garbage.
Yeah, again, what is the central focus? I still don't understand. It's still around these stupid guns and Fisk being
well,
stupid.
That's fucking gone now.
And
so.
now the guns, but the guns are still there because they just moved away somewhere else. And now the
task force gave
them
them to the task force. Yeah,
Didn't
exactly.
they blow it up?
And then they got blown up in the fire.
So then, I think they're just gone.
I also feel the need to point out that there's 2 Godfather references in
most
this episode,
certainly, yes,
and a Heat again.
And
what's
another
the
Heat. That's
2 of
right.
them?
So there's the thing at the funeral where they have the church intercutting with the guns.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's just like, God bless Mary.
I thought the same thing.
It's
On
like,
the day where he takes care of business,
yeah.
you know, the
And
baptism.
I think I even picked that up subconsciously because I told you like this fucking show just thinks it's like the Godfather.
yeah,
Exactly.
and then you get like, I know who you Fredo fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, all right,
Like it's just so reverent for no reason.
yeah, it is. This episode is so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna check what the current rating is because like I just don't see how like people.
It has to be like a 9 because Jessica Jones is in it. Genuinely though, like when the warehouse scene is a fucking mess.
It is.
And then when it blows up, the effects on that are legitimately the quality of a CW show.
Yeah. No, that was terrible.
And that gets thrown around quite a lot, I feel like, that term. But, like, it is so fucking bad looking.
Hot doo-doo garbage.
Like, I could make that in Premiere now.
fucking 9.1.
It's
Wow.
fucking insane.
Wow.
Only because of the cameo.
But it's not even a good cameo.
And it was just a small little cameo. I want to see her side by side making plans, taking people down. I want to see
I
real
don't
Jessica
even give
Jones.
a shit anymore.
The show is all just implications of things happening instead of them actually happening. It doesn't matter what BB and Jessica and Powell use to figure things out because they just have to figure out that something's happening and they don't have to write any plot just to move whatever fucking story is going forward.
Well, everything in the show happens strictly to serve the idea of the plot progressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter that, like, fucking Jessica can just, like, call somebody and figure it out. She doesn't have to investigate anymore. Fucking Daredevil hasn't investigated, I don't think, like, other than that one thing in the church and, like, going and, like finding the coin.
What is there even to investigate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Jessica for a moment. The agents that were sent to her house weren't
We're not
No,
anti-vigilante.
They were the actual
They were from Mr. Charles.
Mr. Charles. Yeah.
They never expanded on that.
No.
Nope.
Why? Why
And-
would Mr. Charles out of the blue send,
Like, also, when it's, like, heavily implied that Luke Cage is working for Mr. Charles.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
Which
he's not
makes no
going to see any
sense
blowback there.
because I'm going to kill your wife and your kid now.
Yeah.
That whole thing was
Also, like,
Yeah, he would
God,
destroy
why
them all.
would Luke Cage ever do that?
Do that.
He's a hero for hire, so I could see how, like, he
Yeah,
could,
he'll
like,
take a
do
job.
it
For government hire to, like, overthrow
But, like,
shitty
if
little
they're, like-
governments around the world?
If it's for his daughter, I could see it, but I don't. It's just. It's
And
stupid.
even that, we have no backstory to that
No.
at all. Yeah, the last thing we saw of the two of them together was they were probably not even together.
Yeah.
That scene where she's like waving around like a bomb like a toy.
Yeah, oh my God.
It's just so fucking like why does that bomb have like a fucking 30-second timer?
Yeah.
By the way, like what is going on here?
Is it to imply that like she has some kind of powers or something? Because I know like in some weird fucking universe she becomes Captain America.
I think
Yeah.
she currently is Captain America in like mainline comics.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Insane.
Jesus.
Is she?
I don't think they'll ever do that.
They gave us 30 seconds of Daredevil saying, did you get hurt? You might have broken a rib the way you're breathing.
That was
Yeah.
a terrible scene. By
Thank
the way.
you.
Terrible.
A terrible scene.
And she's like, shit happens. And he says, not to
Not
you.
to you.
Yeah.
All right. And at first I'm saying to myself, all right, it don't mean nothing. And then she says, sometimes it comes, sometimes it goes. And I'm saying to myself, what the fuck are they talking about? And then that's what I mean with the writing.
Is there ever going to be a character from the Netflix era of Marvel that they don't just ruin the legacy of?
They
Yeah,
destroyed.
exactly.
In
Yeah.
the comics,
That's right.
she doesn't lose her fucking abilities. It doesn't go in and
After
out.
birth.
Well, she just strictly loses her powers here because like they need her to not
Have
punch
powers.
Which is
Powell's
why-
Right,
head
thank you.
off,
Thank
know?
you.
Yeah.
And that's exactly it.
But-
What you were saying before. It's kind of like they just
lazy
make things
writing.
happen
Yeah.
to make whatever the future story is going to be. And to me, that's like, holy crap! You
Yeah.
just I love Jessica Jones.
Yeah, I do too.
I love Kristen
the-
Ritter playing her. Just the attitude alone. But
Now they
why
made
would
her
you
vulnerable.
do that?
They just
They made an invulnerable woman vulnerable.
It doesn't make sense. Let's take this character. We're going to give her a cameo, and let's ruin her somehow.
because again, like you just mentioned, they were afraid that she'd look too fucking powerful for the scene. So let's somehow downgrade her.
And also, like, I just find it fucking ridiculous that she punches Powell in the face and he has no reaction.
No
Not yeah.
Like,
Like,
no
even
reaction.
if, like, that's, like, less powerful than, like, a base human. Like,
Yeah.
you'd still react.
You'd still react.
We were saying she's been punching people for a long time, so she
Exactly.
knows how to throw a punch. You
Even
know,
if she
so it's
loses
not
her
like she's-
ability.
Yeah.
Like the term "I'll punch like a girl." No, this woman would not punch like a girl. You know?
Literally, she punched, and he was like, "What?"
Like, I thought for a moment, because I just forgot the whole conversation that they had. Like, I thought he had, like, some sort of super soldier serum or something.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think so.
No, he's just an asshole.
My whole problem with the show too is, and I don't want to make this a political thing, but they're just trying to narrate around current political issues that we have in the U.S. now. I mean,
I
there's no
agree.
king signs, and they're trying to push that too much. I think I don't think this is a forum for that, and I think it would be a better story if they just made it to the central problems in the show itself.
Yeah, it's funny because like now I feel like we are just like awkwardly toting that like anti-woke line.
Yeah.
Realistically, like he's right. Like it is weird that like for whatever reason this season they just decided, and even a bit of last season, we're just gonna mirror like current politics in the U.S.
Well,
for the storyline of our show.
it's weird because, like, The Boys is also currently airing its last season, and, like, that's been copying shit for a while. But, like, it, I guess, has more leeway to just, like, go full-on parody.
Yeah.
But that was written in, like, 2024, and it's, like, coming out at, like, a time where, like,
Well, it's
Trump's
actually
pretending
happening.
Actually,
posting
to be
himself as, like, Jesus, and,
everything
like,
else, which is bizarre.
fucking the main character of that is, like, pretending to be Jesus. So it's just, like, it's weird because, like, that is, like, a lot better at just like mimicking what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know, it's just this is bad. Like even back to that one fucking scene where they all get arrested. It's just like fucking just like comical what's going on
Wait, what scene where they all get arrested?
in the
And
bodega.
Oh,
the
yeah,
bodega
yeah.
scene, yeah.
What's killing me is every section of this last episode just was a total waste of the characters that were in them. We have Bullseye, all right, who honestly, Bullseye is probably the most powerful, most dangerous character in this entire series so far.
100%, yes.
Because technically, in good health, he could kill anybody at any
But
time.
that's what I
All of
said.
them.
He could kill everybody and just go home. I said that a couple
exactly.
of episodes ago.
You were right, 100%.
Yeah.
But now you have him handcuffed to a bed. Useless. All right? That little scene with Karen wanting to put a bullet in his head.
They
This whole thing, they don't know what to do with Karen.
they destroyed.
I know
Karen.
what to do with Karen. I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah.
But that was useless to me. Moving to the scene on the bridge with Kristen Ritter, except for that line that it comes and goes, which started to make me think, what the hell are they talking about? Was just totally confusing. Oh, those weren't the anti-vigilante guys that came to my house. It was the government. And Daredevil's like, oh, really? I could believe that. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then
Fucking
moving
Drip
on,
Devil.
that fight in the warehouse was horrible.
Yeah, I see what they're trying to do, like showcasing both of their powers, kind of in it. It's just like it's such a clunky mess. The editing is so fucking bad
Freaking
too.
disaster.
Even the silliness of she throws the guy through the door and goes in, and then he just opens the door and goes into
I
the
think that's
warehouse.
supposed to be a Defenders joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. It's one of those things
Yeah.
that they
But-
just keep going back to. It just didn't hit properly, though.
Yeah, we have
It just
6
didn't work.
episodes in. Now we're going to start to see an angry Kingpin. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
But, and I've said it probably from the beginning, Daredevil as a superhero does not get hit.
Yeah.
Daredevil dodges swords from Elektra, the hand,
Yeah.
dodges bullets, dodges things thrown at him from,
That, that was actually my favorite part of that fight in the basement is when he was dodging.
them.
That was the best scene to me. And then he got grabbed and smashed
If
against the wall.
Daredevil gets hit,
Yeah.
he's a normal human being.
Exactly.
And if he's fighting 90% of the time someone that's more powerful than him,
Yeah.
he's going to get hurt. He's going to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 cops beat the shit out of him and took his hood off.
Yeah.
So I hate to see that. The guy fought Iron Fist.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a lot better than what they're portraying him as.
Yeah.
And that fight scene with him and Fisk was just like,
Like the start of it was actually really nice. where
Exactly.
the Fisk charges at him, and he's literally just calm, collected.
Right.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
But we saw Fisk in a later scene after he had threw him against the wall and punched him. We saw Fisk smash bricks
Yeah.
with his fist.
Yeah.
He would have crushed his damn
Well,
skull.
there is. It's like kind of implied. Like you ripped a fucking door off
Door
a
off,
car
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of implied that like he took the super soldier serum, or like people theorize that.
Yeah, he's
So-
definitely stronger than a regular human. There's no
Yeah.
doubt. I mean, he's got, and when he gets angry, and I love that. But you got to do it right. If he's going to hit Daredevil with those fists that he did against the wall, he would have crushed his
He's
skull.
probably the most inconsistent portrayal of a character because you really don't know what his power level is.
Yeah.
Like I said, he was shot in the chest by Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
With an arrow. All right, just blew that off. That was after he ripped the car door off, right?
Yeah.
Got shot in the friggin' eye by Echo. And you're saying
Point
to yourself,
blank.
wow, this friggin' dude's really tough. And then,
No scar.
right.
No scar, not even touching that at all.
And Bullseye, I think, at the very last episode of Daredevil, right through like knives or glass or something in his
Glass,
legs,
yeah.
Yeah.
and he couldn't walk. Or, and I'm saying to myself, you gotta get a little more consistent with this.
But
You
they're doing
know.
the same thing with Daredevil, too. Sometimes he's getting shot in the back of the head and everything's fine.
Sometimes he's getting punched.
Exactly.
How the hell does he get punched?
And
Yeah.
he's knocked down.
It is weird to me, like, also how little it feels like Daredevil has anything to do with anything
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
going on.
Correct.
100%.
He's kind of just, like, there.
He's not making anything better.
No.
He's not making anything worse. He's kind of just like part of whatever the shit's going on.
He like, almost, like, is just, like, our vessel within which we watch the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
That
like,
reminds me of that fucking Kamala quote.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
We are just. I don't even know. It's the fucking coconut one.
I have no idea.
Anyways.
You know, the hideout.
Coconut tree.
What is that hideout?
Yeah.
I thought it was compromised
Yeah.
already.
It's
BB's annoying as all shit.
Honestly, though, like, the fucking most interesting plot point to me now is the BB and Gandolfini stuff.
But like her asking Daniel if he wants to go to like a birthday thing at a fucking like the funeral of the
I know.
mayor,
Exactly.
the mayor's wife, is fucking sociopathic.
100%.
Like even if like if like they're playing it as if it's like the same scene as like them just at like a fuck off event where it's
Yeah.
like to promote Kingpin or something. It's just like weird. Like I wonder if it is originally just like they reused that writing
Oh,
for the scene or something.
probably.
Like it's just fucking.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense why
and
she would ask that there.
I like the Gandolfini character. I really do. But his acting in this is just terrible.
I disagree.
I
think it's pretty good.
It was pretty good.
I think he's gotten better, but I don't know.
I think he's at least very consistent since the
like,
first time
honestly,
we
though,
met
like,
him.
he has that same type of like charm that his dad did.
He
There's
definitely has
some
a charm.
Bad moments for sure. Like I didn't like him like at the fight, just like cheering.
Right,
That was
yeah,
a weird.
that
That
I
was
think
almost
this
pushed.
episode, though, he's fine.
Yeah,
But-
like I didn't notice anything.
My question is, why the fuck would you keep the chip in your coat? And you go and
Yeah,
you're
well, that's what
going.
Either she never
Weeks-
knew it was there.
It seemed like weeks later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She probably never put a hand in a coat. It had to be that she didn't know it was there because there's no freaking reason. You either because she had to, if you were looking at it
Yeah.
on something, that's where it would be.
Another thing that doesn't make sense at all to me is why is it suspicious that a video reporter has an SD card? Like, why is it specifically a corrupt?
Yeah, what is
cell
this?
phone?
But it makes me think that Gandolfini's character saw it being put in the pocket, and she never knew it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting out of it.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
it's just like weird that like to assume that the SD card is like automatically bad.
It's killing me.
But even that reminded me with that scene where like that kid runs over and I want to take a picture, and he notices it. Why would you care? You don't know. She gets where she gets her sources from. It might be. I don't know. It just makes no sense to me.
Nothing makes sense.
Yeah, but
It's
from the
just
beginning,
horrible storytelling.
from the beginning, she should have been a suspect under his eyes as well.
It's interesting how like everyone in fucking Fisk's like operation's a total idiot.
Yeah.
Like I can understand why Daniel like doesn't care or something.
Well,
I can
because
understand
Like
why
that's what it
Daniel-
should have
yeah.
been, but
Yeah.
it's more like he doesn't know,
Mhm.
and like he's blinded.
Well, you,
by her
you
or
said it. I
something.
think the last time we were here, you said unfortunately for this show, it's either everyone is corrupt or everyone is stupid.
Yeah.
There's no one searching for an answer to anything.
But like, wouldn't it? And I feel like I said
Yeah,
this like
you
the
said
last 2 episodes. Like,
it should just be fucking obvious.
like, why? Who else would it be?
Yeah.
The fucking reporter whose like uncle was murdered by Kingpin isn't the prime suspect.
that is friends with the fucking like communications
Communications
guy.
guy,
Like
yeah.
really?
There's no other reporters in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically,
Did
we
anyone
haven't
pick up
seen.
on who she was gonna send the text to? By the way,
No.
it's Ellison from the
Mhm.
original Netflix show, the one that was Karen's boss.
Yeah.
That guy.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
So I don't know if that means anything, but
That's interesting, I guess.
I mean, even the Buck and the what's her name?
oh my god, I forgot
was
about
just a
that.
weird-
I
That was a
think I
weird-
memory
Choke me.
hold that.
Choke.
Show
scene
me.
was
Show me.
weird.
Like, what the hell?
The fuck are you doing?
And I have to say, she was actually in the moment, but the moment didn't make
it
sense.
didn't make sense.
And they were supposed to kiss in that moment.
heard
I
that
saw
as well.
something.
Choke me.
Well, yeah, she like fought against that apparently,
Exactly.
but like, so like, has Buck and Heather? So like, I know Heather like did the therapy shit, but like, has Buck and Heather had a conversation with Vanessa past like 3 fucking sentences
No.
and like that therapy? Like, why are they
Yeah.
playing them up as like as if they were
Vanessa
like
had
friends
one
with them?
conversation with Vanessa this season, but like
Like they
Vanessa
never
was kinda like,
established
"You
them as
should
like
have
friends.
Sex with Buck.
Yeah.
And that was the
Yeah.
extent of the conversation.
Like,
really.
I don't know why they established them as fucking friends when like there's nothing to build up to that.
And then she
again-
stole those earrings.
She stole
Yeah,
one of
one.
them.
Oh, one of
One
them.
earring.
Yeah.
One
A
ruby
red
earring.
like a red rose, it looked like, which seems to be a theme.
It's weird that I think we said it from like the first episode that this would be like a really good subplot to the storyline,
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
keep us interested. And they use her for what, maybe 3 minutes in an episode or every
Well,
other
If it
episode.
started almost from
Are
the
we just-
beginning, I'd say like episode 2. If she put the mask on and became Muse, and that was like
Yeah.
a whole sub,
I
I
mean,
would
yeah,
be more interested.
Let's just hop into because everyone knows at this point. It's not some big secret,
Right.
Because everything from this show just leaks now.
Right.
They are
She's
surf
going
tracking
to be Lady Muse.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
But it should have
like,
already
why
happened. It
wasn't that
should-
just like a fucking episode 2 thing? Like, I think like the sexual thing could also be interesting,
100%.
but it's just like, why is it fucking being drawn out so long?
And, like my thing with the Lady Muse thing is the Muse storyline in season 1 was handled so poorly,
yes.
and it felt like there was a lot of potential opportunities in this season to really recover that and actually turn into something interesting and well thought out and just
Yeah.
good.
And
Yeah.
And they've completely sidelined it still, aside from these 3-minute clips, basically.
yeah, and even her relationship with Buck, she could have been predatory in that as well. I
Yeah.
think they could have made it
Like-
more interesting.
It could have been like a thing that was just like constantly affecting the scenes, but instead it's just like a distraction from
Yeah.
them almost.
Agreed.
There's so many directions in every episode, and none of them have an ending.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what
None
it
of
is.
them are
There's
even
no
like bringing
continuity.
us to an ending.
There's no continuity in this show at all.
It's fucking horrible. And I wanted this to work so good.
Yeah.
I have 2 theories that could save it. And when we're
It's all a
finished, I'll
dream.
explain the both theories.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The doctor just spoke in platitudes over and over for no reason. At the very least, whatever they were going for didn't work, and they kind of just made his death feel completely neutral. Because
Yeah.
it's just like, why is he just like fucking like? I don't know what that was supposed to mean. That like he just
Legitimately,
keeps
from the
speaking.
second he appeared on screen, you kind of just knew
Yeah.
that he was
Yeah.
going to be just some sort of collateral thing that Kingpin destroyed.
Right.
Yeah.
He spoke gibberish from the moment he came on the screen.
Yeah.
This guy.
Like
It was just that there was no sense in it. Everything was like a passage from something. Like I would have crushed his bones.
we'll do anything we can, fucking twice
Yeah,
in
exactly.
one conversation. Like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah.
Yeah, horrible.
And also,
Character.
just like like to kill just like a fucking prominent doctor.
Yeah.
Like, I assume this is why we're gonna fucking see Kingpin and like hiding out in season 3. But it's just like this prominent doctor. You can't just hide that
No.
easily.
Yeah.
I don't know what Buck did with him to
Yeah.
get him out of the hospital.
Guy who was like fucking
you know.
treating
Yeah.
the mayor's wife.
That entire room thing, though, your wife was just assassinated by probably the best assassin in the whole freaking world.
Yeah.
Where is all this security? Why are you actually alone with the doctor in the room?
Yeah.
Well, there was one guy outside.
Out the door, right? Standing in front of the
And it
door.
was Buck.
One guy.
One guy. Yeah.
There wasn't one of the police guys last time,
Yeah.
last episode, but
ABTF.
this is so shitty. I'm sorry.
So,
And I know it's getting big ratings. I'm glad because
I
it
don't
means
know
I'm
how.
not glad.
I just,
I don't
but
see
I
fucking
want
it.
to.
I agree.
I want to ask anybody that's watching this video, like, what's your thoughts? Like, what
Yeah.
are we missing?
Yeah, like, can you...
What
Every
are we
week,
missing?
someone comments like, "You guys are out of your
Yeah,
minds."
like, give us actual reasons like,
specify,
why what we
yeah.
are saying is wrong.
Yeah, what
Or just, like, why
continuity
you like the show
do you see
specifically.
that
because
I'm missing?
Daredevil aura farms and they have a shadow of horns on Kingpin's face.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
I don't know. I'm going to die on this hill, but this is not what I wanted.
No,
It's a little scary now how we get a season of this every year.
It's just 6 shit episodes out of an 8-episode season.
Also, this episode like felt like a finale episode.
it did.
A little
Yeah.
It's like I said, because there's no direction of where they go. There's like no, they're not giving us an end point. It's
I-
kind of just flowing.
The most interesting thing to me in this entire episode and how it all happened, it just happened, but was what's her name in the end being caught?
I fucking hated
Oh,
that.
All right,
fucking,
well,
that's
that
so
Karen
rolls
at the
into-
end.
I always hate
Karen
the
at
thing
the
where
end
it's
being
like,
caught.
you have to fucking leave immediately. like,
Oh, I know,
get,
but, like-
fucking flee the scene
Who
at some
took her
point.
wig?
Didn't it just fall off?
It was in
'Cause
the
she was
whole
running or something?
commotion of running
I thought
around or
someone
whatever.
grabbed it.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
No, it
no.
fell off. But that's the most like cliche, dumbest
Yeah,
fucking
oh, I know.
shit.
We knew it was going to happen once the wig came off, but just, holy shit, Karen.
Karen. It's fucking voice. It's just, it's horrible.
It is horrible.
I don't know what they're going for with that. Yeah.
All right, so here, let me just give you my 2 quick theories.
Mm-hmm.
They got to do one of the 2. Karen has got to get killed.
Yes,
Yep.
would
Period.
be huge.
Yep.
That's going to be huge,
Good.
and that might be the reason one last kill. What's his name?
Ah.
The Punisher's going to read about it in the paper or whatever and decide, fuck this shit. You killed
Yeah.
Karen, because I know they got a little bit going on.
Mm-hmm.
That would not make me feel great that she's dead, but
Yeah.
that would give me a good story as to the shit that's going on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get rid of fucking Powell. Let the Punisher come and take care of him. The second theory I had was going forward, we kind of know the Defenders are going to be in season 3. That Kingpin would be involved with the Hand in the hopes that they could resurrect his
Vanessa's
wife.
100% what I agree with.
Right?
I think that's going
They
to
did
happen.
it with Elektra, and maybe he can find out.
Yeah.
So that would kind of add to the fact with Spider-Man fighting the Hand in prison and
Yeah,
this and
yeah.
that. So they have to make that connection before the end of the season, because I really don't want to wait 5 episodes into season 3 before they start telling us anything. You know.
I want it to happen, not because I think it'll be a good plot point for the show, but just for a future whenever it gets rebooted again in fucking 100 years or something.
Yeah.
It's just this story is just so fucked.
Yeah.
To kill Foggy, to kill Vanessa, you're these characters never die in the comics.
No.
It's just the story's so fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have nothing to build off of
Right.
from the
Correct.
comics anymore.
Correct.
Yeah.
Karen does have a pretty dark story in the comics.
Yeah,
though.
Karen
She's like
can
a
die.
fucking meth
Yeah.
lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because her life wasn't too good in the comics.
And I mean, I don't care if it's Powell killing her or if Kingpin orders Buck to kill her to hurt Daredevil.
I could see them doing something where it's Foggy has to get brought back to life to bring back Vanessa, or
No,
Vanessa
I
too.
don't
God,
know.
no.
As far as theories go, just off of the stuff that's leaked and what I've seen, I have a feeling that a few things will happen. I think that Buck is going to die somehow, and then that's going to set off Heather as Lady Muse. I think that it's going to be somehow made to look like Daredevil killed Mayor Fisk, and that's why he goes to jail.
And then he's going to go underground.
And then he's under
Fisk
because he has the
underground.
huge beard and everything.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of all I'm thinking. I'm not too sure about any of the
I just
stuff.
remember that Matt was just outed as missing and fucking
Yeah.
find him. That has no
No.
bearing on the plot.
Oh,
no.
the,
Yeah.
the one other
Yeah.
theory I had is that maybe to redeem Iron Fist, they do the thing from the comics where he becomes Daredevil while Matt's away. So
I kind of like that.
I still can't, because, like you said, everything they showed us, the guns, don't mean anything anymore.
No, they don't.
that watch is still in the box though.
The watch is still in the box. You're right.
But now it's all blown up.
But yeah, that whole storyline just fell to pieces.
Yeah.
And they're giving us little bits of pieces of shit that don't mean anything.
So the guns are gone. What happens to Mr. Charles?
Yeah, well,
So what even is the whole deal with Mr. Charles? Is he? Is there any purpose to what he's doing here?
We don't know it.
We never know.
Again, cut and run from the fucking guns at that point. You know,
But, like,
they're such a liability now.
I feel like it has nothing to do with that. Like,
Yeah.
that's just like the little like life raft that he's like supposed to be pushed into the narrative on. I feel like if anything now, I feel like there will be like some Dark Avengers thing, more so now than ever, because like the idea that Charles is like recruiting superpowered people to some fucking a weird underground operation can only make me think just like the Dark Avengers.
Yeah. A plot point would have been better. You have these guys in cages. We're looking for them. Somehow get them to us. And
Well, there's actually only 4 heroes.
It's
in New
either,
York that
like,
exist.
some overarching fucking plot story, or like the writers are just horrible. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we like try to like come up with these fucking grand theories, but like it's just bad. I feel like 90% of the time, I think it's
I was
probably
just going to say
bad.
it. That's a great idea. Unfortunately, the writers have no fucking clue about it. Our subscribers, and just tell us, like you said, tell us what we get wrong.
yeah, what are we missing?
Because
Like,
I
it
read-
literally is, though, that Daredevil's aura farming, and that they had like something from the comics where there's a shadow of horns on Kingpin's face. Like, that's legit. Like, people fucking lose their minds about that
I
shit.
know.
And it's like, Jessica Jones is back! And they fucking spray cheese in their mouth and fucking drink Mountain Dew and freak out. Like, this
This is
fucking
not
show
going to get
sucks.
subscribers. And I do like spray cheese.
No, Jessica Jones!
Just
Fucking
Daredevil
take
mogging
whippers
on
right before
Kingpin.
I love that leather jacket.
Actually, yeah, she's got one of those fucking closets that has, like, the Peter Griffin closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wear a white shirt and the green pants today.
BB bought supplements from a woman that uses Chardonnay and melatonin to go to bed.
The picture of Daniel's dad is so funny because it's just not Tony Soprano.
That's what we said,
Yeah,
though.
it was
It
really-
should have been.
It should have
It
been.
should have been Tony Soprano. From the Soprano show.
But you know what they could have did? I'm sure they might have gotten in trouble. When she went in his room, I said, "Oh, I hope there's a poster,
A poster
of
of
the
the
Sopranos,
Sopranos up on the wall. They
No,
should
he
have
had
done
a
that.
Godfather poster in his
And
He had a
Casino.
Godfather
Yeah,
poster, though.
Casino on the
Yeah.
back of the
Yeah.
store.
Yeah.
But it's just like some random fucking Jewish guy. Like,
Yeah. Also, he's like Yankee stuff up, but I'm pretty sure, like in the scene with Buck where Buck eats the hot dog, he had like a Mets season ticket pass.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
Fan both.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love New York.
it should be extremely clear that Powell shot that guy. The writers probably
Yeah.
had cameras recording.
Also, I feel like they're gonna try to do a thing with Cole North where he
Yeah.
becomes like a good guy. And it's like,
Yeah, because he didn't like that. Well, you just killed him in cold blood, basically.
it's kind of like he has an arc like that in the comics where he becomes a good guy, but he's very different in the comics anyway.
I also hated like the whole Powell just like figuring out like how it was that one guy that was
Yeah, that was just.
because it's like of
Yeah.
course he'd lose that ID card
Yeah.
and like why did fucking Daredevil just like leave it as like a calling card almost like what
Well,
I've said
no,
fucking
because
what is going on
Matt's
here like
a
10
really
times.
good lawyer, and he doesn't. he just leaves a fucking trail. There's a trail of blood surrounding Matt Murdock.
Yeah, like it's his fault that guy died.
That
It's his
was,
fault
that was
that
just
White
such a-
Tiger died. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
That is
100%.
still like the most crazy fucking thing from the show, I think.
Yeah.
It's just such a funny scene to me because, like, I know you did a kid. I know you did a kid.
You rat.
Yeah. But again, bringing up White
Alfredo
Tiger, another character. Okay, I understand that the real guy passed away and this and that, so they couldn't bring that.
I
forward.
think that
But-
was written before that though, so it's just like
her character as you mean
I
him?
think his death was written before
Okay.
that because like
But all I have
I
to
don't-
say is that it's another lost opportunity in the show.
Yeah, they forgot about her.
Yeah.
a child who grew up with superpowered parents who wouldn't know to run away from an explosive device. And also just like how easy
Yeah.
it was to fucking disarm.
She went out in
I'm
her
not-
slippers and beat up all those guys with all those guns. Not one.
But it comes and
Gunshot.
goes.
Right.
Comes and goes though.
Yeah.
The only things like I kind of liked were just like things that I laughed at, like Fisk walking away from that one woman in the who was like, "I'm so sorry for your loss,"
Yeah.
and something else, but I forget.
He didn't say a single word until he talked to Matt. By the way,
It's
Yeah.
funny. That's cool, actually.
Yeah, the Mr. Charles phone call didn't
Yeah,
say a
that-
damn thing.
That was pretty.
He was kind of menacing in that, and that actually
Matthew
was a
Lillard,
good scene.
like
I don't
he's-
like his
he's
presence
fine.
in the show.
He's because like he's just doing a Matthew Lillard,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the problem with it is that the show hasn't earned, nor is there any space for the Matthew Lillard
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
show. You know,
He's not really changing anything either.
he just like his tone just feels very off from anything else too, because he's just like kind of funny.
It's weird because like
Fuck. So insane. Ghost in the basement.
It's a very different performance from like other shit, because like this is more like more so just like how he acts compared to like even 13 Ghosts, where like he's allowed to just like go fucking hog wild. Because like like this is a like even that recent Scream movie, like I saw a clip, like he doesn't speak like this and that. Like I feel like this is more of just like how he speaks, kind of.
And don't forget, for me as a viewer, they never established who this friggin' guy is.
Yeah.
Who he's working for. You know, if he had
Well,
come
they
into
did
the
mention
show,
that he's kind of just like DeFontaine's lapdog.
but still, we have no previous knowledge of this guy doing anything where we could say, "Oh, he's just being an asshole." What? You know,
It would have been better if he was in Thunderbolts.
right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
You got to remember,
Yes.
he's very, very good at logistics.
Yeah.
Even though he suggested fucking killing an entire crew and
Yeah.
replacing them every time.
Yeah.
Crew of fucking 20 people.
And it seems like his main objective in the greater MCU is to just overthrow shitty little governments around the world, superpowered people.
And kill.
But like he
Such a
has
power
no
people that
effect
don't-
on the show again.
No,
Like
he doesn't.
he hasn't changed anything other than just like pissing Fisk off.
Yeah.
And at this point, Fisk just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So.
And like his two fucking guys were just killed.
And it's like also now his presence in the show seems to be more related to like the question mark of what is he recruiting people for.
and also like, so we both lose. Is that it? Like, no, fucking Kingpin won while he had the guns.
You know what's funny is like that whole time where it's like you were like, you know, bad shit just keeps happening to Kingpin and he's just like positive maxing the whole time.
This is
And-
good actually.
And
You
then
can
like it
use
actually
this.
fucking works apparently.
Well, it's because shit just happens for the show to fucking continue putting the characters where they want them to be.
Right. Exactly.
What was it from season 1 of Daredevil? Like Union Ally or something? Storyline? Something like that?
What is this?
Like all the trail of death that was just
From the
secreted.
original
yeah,
show? you mean?
like
Oh yeah.
nothing even close to that level of just like investigation and mystery and
Like
power from Kingpin.
you can just like bring up like so many just like fucking random like characters from like the original show, but just like old lady who like lives in an apartment and like the fucking apartment is like fucking them over, and like I think it's
Yeah,
implied that
yeah.
it's like owned by like Fisk's thing,
Uh-huh.
and it's just like so much just like better just like plot going. Like there's no good plot in this.
and it's
you
like
know?
even the whole scene where like she makes like Karen and Foggy dinner and everything. It's just like there's no little character moments in this.
No.
It's all just like almost like as if you were fast forwarding to like weird action sequences. It's like the action isn't even good or earned.
The little character moments we had was that big palooka with the gun in the bodega.
yeah,
That was the character moment.
and him
but it
fucking
was just
stumbling
it was
around.
Just, yeah, it was just
fucking in front of
insane,
everybody, fucking slowing everybody down, trying to escape this fucking comical prison.
and nobody got shot. Guns are flying everywhere, and
I
nobody.
like to me, it's still the fucking
How his gelatinous body didn't catch a bullet.
anti-vigilante task force, and they had like 12 cages set up, and they fucking arrested just like 6 immigrants, and it's like
Yeah.
like none of these people even have fucking powers.
Yeah.
Like the swordsman is just like a guy too. Like there are no fucking superheroes that exist in this world.
Yeah. Again, like it's crazy that Jessica Jones like had more fucking free just like use of just like random character. Like to have the wizards
They
is
had
like
just
so
some
funny.
fat guy fucking turning into the Flash.
Yeah, the
Like
wizard.
put that guy into
and
the
he,
fucking.
and he gets fucking crushed by scaffolding.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Like even She-Hulk has more random fucking heroes in it.
Like it can't be that crazy to just have like this guy who has letters and numbers all over his face. Like,
Seriously though, like how hard can it be? Like you're the fucking MCU. You can't just like go through the Rolodex of like F tier heroes at least.
Somebody.
It's just
It
bad.
just doesn't matter. None of it fucking matters.
It's just bad.
And we're getting a new season this every fucking year until fucking Charlie Cox decides that he's done being Daredevil.
onto the final fight again. It's fucking crazy to make the characters admit before a fight that there's no stakes to this. It doesn't matter which way it goes, and we're just fighting to fight. Like
Also, Matt saying, "You leave New York, I leave New York."
Yeah, how did that make any sense?
Dumbest fucking writing.
Like also,
I mean, even like back to the fucking original season, where like, why would like Matt believed that like Kingpin like wanted something for the city that wasn't just like him fucking being corrupt.
that's a great point.
Like it's just like so many plot points from the first fucking season make no sense, and
Well,
it's just
that's
like
such
building
a-
on that.
It's such a crazy point because I mean, like you're right. Like Kingpin in season or just in the original Daredevil show, like there is more of a two sides to the same coin dynamic with Daredevil and Kingpin because they both want better for New York, but Kingpin does it through this almost like Doctor Doom like grasp of power and like it has to be done this way and like violence. And
I was talking about like in season 1 of this,
Yeah.
where like they had the whole conversation at the diner.
Yeah.
Like he was like,
did you realize that they kind of redid that scene in the basement
when?
when Matt shows up? He's like, "I'm sorry for your loss."
Oh,
It's just that scene kind of mirrored.
it's flipped.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and it's just like it's fucking the show is just like built on like a fucking a whole bunch of ripped up cards, house of cards going on,
Yeah.
and they threw it all in the water, and it doesn't fucking matter because one of the cards has Jessica Jones on it.
2 episodes left. That's the disgusting part.
And are we going to still see Jessica Jones?
I honestly,
Probably
I,
I think we are supposed to actually. I think she's confirmed.
yeah, I'm also just so out on this show as a whole after this episode that I just don't care.
I agree.
Because, like, I feel like even if, like, this season was good, like, I don't know how you could make this season good. And even, like, season 1, like, just to bring Kingpin back, like, I don't know how you can just, like, do that.
People
You
also
know?
like complain quite a bit that like the only ever villain we've had in this show is kind of Kingpin.
Yeah.
But it's like, and they're always like, oh, so many Daredevil villains. Like, fucking who?
I think you could, like, I honestly don't think you needed
They've
him.
done the Owl. They've done fucking Bullseye.
I think you could have, Bendis run has a lot of pretty good, just, like, side ones, I guess.
But that's like where it's like fucked that all the Spider-Man shit kind of is off limits because like I don't know, it'd be kind of interesting if there was like a whole Tombstone thing or
Yeah.
I don't know. Where else would this show even go though? They did Muse already now.
But, like, you had to, like, build up that, like, I mean, even it was, like, fucked because, like, Hawkeye had him. But,
Yeah.
like, this show just has nothing.
Yeah, there's no redemption.
Yeah.
With 2 episodes
Who
left.
who even would be the next villain post King?
I don't know.
Muse.
Yeah.
Could
I'm
be.
saying even like outside.
Well, they
of
could have
Muse.
made, like, a whole thing where, like, he was done. Kingpin was done. And then, like, it was, like, an internal thing where, like, Matt was kind of becoming Kingpin. Because that's what the whole Bendis run is. And, like, he's dealing with people and shit like that.
So they're not going to do this, but something where Matt goes to prison and like I just wish that they would have had something where Matt gets like corrupted by the Hand and then the Defenders have to come in and essentially fight Matt as the main villain.
Justice League. That's the plot of Justice League.
Yeah.
Or again, like Muse.
Actually,
It is.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Fucker.
And then all of a sudden, magically, no one will be able to touch Daredevil. He'll be dodging everything from everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably gonna be a scene next fucking season where Luke Cage gets shot in the head and he dies because it comes and goes.
But that's the thing. I really don't care about that 3rd season at this point. I have no desire to watch it.
Hey,
They-
I will watch it.
I
You know
will.
what
No
bothers
desire.
me is her first MCU appearance, basically, and they permanently mutilated her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Permanently mutilated. Because that can pop out anytime they want her to go down in a fight or
Also, it could just disappear forever whenever they want it to, which is equally as dumb.
it should have never. That's what I'm saying. As a writer, somebody should have said, why? What purpose does that even serve? For that one punch that she had
Yeah.
to make?
Yeah, I mean, they could have done something else, like there was some weird weapon that they
And
found.
they could have
that-
brought back the sound weapon.
yeah, something like that disrupted her from making that hit or something. Yeah. But no, they had to do the stupidity where she loses her powers, and you saw it happen because there was like a sound change
Randomly,
and then
yeah.
she gets hit.
We should make a Daredevil Conformity Gate video.
Bad. That's just bad. You brought in a great character and you destroyed it in 20 seconds.
Yeah. It's like it's not even just that. It's like, you know, like a really solid like Netflix show of like a hero that a lot of people probably didn't know prior to that. It's just like the legacy of that is kind of just destroyed within 5 seconds.
It's terrible.
Going to bed to this and then like waking up to Invincible is just like such a crazy contrast. Because like that's a show that has an actual like very good setup war, like internal fucking conflicts in each episode.
Yeah, it's. I have to tell you, it's superior.
You guys should really catch up on that. It's like just good.
This is a great season.
Just ended last night. I won't talk about it too much, but
You know a show is good when you start talking about other shows you like.
It's just the way it goes back to, I'm sorry, good writing, good storytelling. You could spend $10, but if it's a good story, we're all listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's different ways to figure out these writing problems to make their continuity. They're not even making continuity with these changes that they're making. They're just saving characters for later story plots that they're making. But There's no continuity to the storyline. They're making bad choices to make the characters fluidly run through these things, and I'm lost.
We're
I'm
fans.
lost.
We're just fans. We
Yeah.
have different occupations, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
We've come up with better storylines than
Yeah.
the writers did for this series. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And again, one last time, I'd like to clarify. If you think we're wrong, let us know what we're wrong about. Specify what we're wrong about.
What are we missing?
Don't just tell us that we're fucking rage baiting, shit like that.
No,
it's
I'm not.
it's fucking so weird that like we got so much more like maybe just DC fans are better, but like we got so much more just like complex fucking like critiques from like Peacemaker, from Creature Commandos.
Right.
Like, and like a lot of them too, like
Yeah.
enough to like read every episode. Like we haven't really gotten anything past like you guys fucking suck. You
Yeah,
guys just
because
want to be
like,
mad.
Like Jay said, these are just fat fucking nerds in their fucking basements
Oh,
eating
boy.
fucking cheese whiz.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Well, it's because they fucking get a little bit of nitrous right before that cheese whiz.
All right, that's where I'll leave it.
Yeah.
Rating?
Fucking 2, honestly,
Yeah.
like 2 out of 10.
2 or 3.
I'm gonna go with 2.
Two.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
I'm giving it 4 because I got to see Jessica Jones.
That's what
She's
they
the
want.
reason I.
You're feeding right into the fucking memory.
I know,
issue.
but I got to see her, so I saw the boots hit the puddle. I was like, oh, and then
Oh.
it just turned to shit from there.
Puddle of shit.
Yeah.
It's killing me that they're trying to pump us to be more excited about season 3 than they are about the final 2 episodes of season 2.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
they leaked a lot of stuff. I mean, to me, there's a lot of photos of,
Yeah.
and I'm saying to myself, why? I mean, the last 2 episodes, you're not even like pumping us up for the big ending.
Yeah.
You're just saying, oh, next year, we're
Yeah.
going to have all these people.
And it's like, I don't know, I don't really give a shit that Heather's gonna be Lady Bullseye at this point.
Mhm.
You had all this time to fucking build up to it, and now it's just gonna be something for season 3 that's
Not Lady Bullseye.
or yeah, Lady
Muse.
Muse.
And like I wonder, like what is she even gonna be doing on the outside of fucking Matt's in prison? Like, do you
Are-
think
are we
Matt's
gonna
just
be
gonna be in
led
prison
to
for one
believe-
episode also?
I don't know. Or
Like,
care,
I could see
honestly.
that.
Are we like led to believe that she's? That's like the fucking thing that sucks about it too. Is like, is she gaining Muse power because she's like possessed by this demon entity, or is she just crazy now and she's going to put on the mask and just be Heather in a mask?
But also, like, what
Killing
fucking is
people.
Muse's power? Like, he doesn't have a power in
Yeah.
season 1.
Well, that was my other thing. is
He's an
technically,
acrobat of sorts.
he's the best behind the scenes. Like when I didn't know anything about Muse from the comic books, so when he originally seen, I was like, he does these murals
Yeah.
and this and that. And he's a little fucking crazy. But then when you realize the murals are made in blood,
blood,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh man, that's so nasty.
Yeah.
And he hides in the background in the sewers or whatever. That's cool. But ultimately, anybody could just walk over and kick his ass.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if
also,
you
like
find
in the
them.
comics, he has powers that
Yeah,
are
he-
specifically tuned to like Matt, where like
Right.
he can void
Right.
shit out or something.
Yeah, just stir the senses.
You know.
No.
But on the other hand, you got Jessica Jones that could just put her thumb on him if she's not out of power that day, you know. And
Odd. You mentioned that Buck may be killed. Who's going to kill Buck if that happens, though?
Bullseye.
See, I'm thinking it's
I'm
either
like-
going to be Lady Muse or it's going to be Gandolfini.
I'm like pretty sure that there's something that's gonna happen where Buck puts on the Bullseye suit in one of the next 2 episodes to try to make Bullseye look bad.
They're
oh
gonna
God,
they're
I
gonna
hope
bring that
not.
up again.
Oh my God! I hope
Like
not.
they did when Bullseye dressed up as
Like I'm pretty sure that
Daredevil.
they're just gonna like actually do that,
I hope not. Oh.
I really fucking hope.
and I think that that's
Because-
probably where he'll
yeah,
die. and
because
then-
he's really a good shot, so he can sort of pull it off. I
That's
guess.
the point. Yeah.
You know, in a
Yeah.
weird way.
Oh, it just
Yeah.
makes it worse and worse.
Because like they keep showing this thing of like in one of the teasers, it's like Bullseye with a sniper rifle, and I'm like 99% sure that it's not him. So, and he's wearing the mask too.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
this show sucks.
But it has potential. It could be so much better, but lazy
Honestly,
writing
like at
ruined
this
it.
point, I don't even know if it has
I know.
potential.
I agree.
It's just kind of
I agree.
Where did Daniel like? Did he come up with that rumor on his own?
because Buck was like,
Well, I know, but like, was he told to say that specifically? Because like,
that hyper specific one is one that's kind of like not the best one to choose.
yeah,
also.
'Cause-
It's like it's probably true.
Yeah. Well,
like
that's
I,
what
I thought for a moment, like I was like in my head remembering, and it was like, did Buck tell him to say that also?
No, he just
Because
told
that
me
would
he
have been
had
good.
He had to do something. But there was even at one point watching this show, we almost thought that he was actually going to come down and say, "I'm not going to run for another term." You know, it's something that could really come true.
I mean, it's going to.
Yeah.
She was actually gonna send it.
Mm-hmm.
We
oh,
also
yeah, she was.
we got our confirmation of Sheila becoming the mayor too this
Mhm.
episode.
Oh yeah.
Because what if I told you wouldn't have to
Mhm.
run or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, this show.
But then we also saw that Buck was talking with the
Lieutenant Governor.
lieutenant governor, sort of like implying you got to kill her.
That was such a stupid.
But am I wrong in that? He was sort of implying that, right? Like she's got to go.
Again, it's just fucking crazy
Yeah.
that like everybody below the governor is corrupt, but also like people in Washington aren't corrupted. Like
Yeah, well, like we said, you're either corrupt or you're stupid.
But
You
how
know,
do you
yeah.
get away with like killing the mayor? Make
Same
it
way
look
you
like
get
a
away
car
with
crash.
fucking killing the doctor,
Mm-hmm.
the best surgeon
Buck takes
in New
care
York.
of everything. Yeah.
Well, ever since you can just retcon that Buck would killed everyone from the Union Ally stuff, he can do anything.
Yeah.
It just goes back to the same point of everything in this show happens purely to just push the plot forward.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
We're done.
I don't want
Yeah.
to talk about this anymore.
we gotta fucking watch Invincible.
Depressing.
We could be talking about good stuff instead.
You and Dad should.
I want us all to watch good stuff every week.
Bye.
Again, let us know what
Yeah,
are we
please.
missing.
Drip
Yeah.
Devil.
Drip Devil.
Strip Devil.
Straight mugging.
Balls again.